Hello, and welcome to Daily English Whisper. I'm really glad you're here today. My name is Alex, and this is a quiet place where you can slow down, breathe, and reconnect with your English. There is no rush here. No pressure. Just steady progress, one day at a time. Today's episode is called Motivation to Learn English Every Day, a listening podcast for confidence and real fluency growth. And if you're listening right now because you feel tired, unmotivated, or unsure about your English, you are exactly where you need to be. This episode is not about forcing yourself. It's not about pushing harder. It's about learning how to keep going, even on days when motivation feels low. Many English learners feel strong at the beginning. They feel excited. They feel hopeful. But after some time, something changes. Life gets busy. Progress feels slow. And motivation quietly disappears. You might think, I started well, but I stopped. Or, I know I should practice, but I don't feel like it. Or, I'm afraid I'll never feel confident. If any of these thoughts sound familiar, I want you to listen carefully. There is nothing wrong with you. Motivation is not something you have or don't have. Motivation is something you build, gently, through small daily actions. Most people believe motivation comes first, and practice comes after. But in real life, it's the opposite. Practice comes first. Motivation follows. You don't wait to feel motivated to learn English. You learn English in small ways, and motivation slowly returns. That is the central idea of today's episode. Daily English practice creates motivation, not the other way around. This episode will help you feel calmer about your journey. It will help you stop judging yourself. And it will help you build confidence without pressure. You don't need long study sessions. You don't need perfect discipline. You don't need to feel inspired every day. You only need a simple reason to continue. Here on Daily English Whisper, we believe English is not a test you pass. It's a habit you grow. And habits grow best when they feel kind, realistic, and human. If your life is busy, that's okay. If you feel shy, that's okay. If you've stopped many times before, that's okay too. What matters is not how many times you stopped. What matters is that you are here now. Listening today is already a step forward. By the end of this episode, I want you to feel something important. Not excitement. Not pressure. But quiet confidence. The kind of confidence that says, I can do a little today. I don't need to be perfect. I'm allowed to grow slowly. We'll move gently through ideas. We'll repeat important thoughts. And we'll practice listening together, calmly. You don't need to take notes. You don't need to remember everything. Just stay with the sound of English. Let it be present in your day. So take a slow breath with me. Relax your shoulders. And give yourself permission to learn in a softer way. This is Daily English Whisper. And this time is for you. Now, let's move gently into the heart of today's topic. I want to ask you a simple question. What does motivation really mean when we talk about learning English? Many people think motivation is a strong feeling. They imagine energy. excitement, discipline. But real motivation is much quieter than that. Real motivation is the feeling that says, I can do this again tomorrow. Motivation is not about pushing yourself. It's about making learning feel possible. And the key technique we'll use today is very simple. It's called low-pressure daily listening. This means listening to English in a way that does not demand too much from you. No tests. No deadlines. No judgment. Just small moments of contact with English every day. This technique works especially well because your brain does not like pressure. When learning feels heavy, your brain resists. But when learning feels light, your brain stays open. Listening is the gentlest way to learn. You don't need to respond. You don't need to perform. You just receive. And when you receive English every day, even for a few minutes, something important happens. English stops feeling like a task. It starts to feel familiar. Let me explain how we'll practice this today. First, you listen. Then, if you feel ready, you repeat. Not fast. Not loud. Just calmly. Let's try a short listening and repetition moment together. Listen first. I can learn English little by little. Now, repeat after me slowly. I can learn English little by little. Good. Let's say it one more time, gently. I can learn English little by little. Very nice. This sentence is simple, but powerful. It sends a message to your mind. You are not rushing. You are not behind. You are moving forward in your own way. Now, I want to normalize something. Some days, listening will feel easy. Other days, it will feel boring or difficult. That is normal. Motivation is not something that stays the same every day. It goes up and down. What matters is not how motivated you feel today. What matters is that you stay connected. Think of English like a plant. You don't water it once and expect it to grow forever. You water it a little, often. Listening every day is like watering your English. Even when you feel tired. Even when you feel busy. Even when you feel unsure. And here is something very important to remember. You do not need to understand everything you hear to stay motivated. Understanding grows slowly. Confidence grows slowly too. Let me give you another sentence to repeat. Listen first. Every day I listen, I am improving. Now, repeat with me slowly. Every day I listen, I am improving. Good. Say it one more time. Every day I listen, I am improving. This is not just a sentence. It's a way of thinking. Motivation grows when you stop asking, Am I fluent yet? And start asking, Did I show up today? Showing up is enough. Here on Daily English Whisper, we focus on presence, not perfection. We focus on calm progress, not fast results. If today you only listen, that's okay. If today you repeat one sentence, that's great. Both are steps forward. In the next part, we'll talk about the main challenge that stops many learners from continuing. and how to move past it without forcing yourself. You're doing well. Stay with me. Now, let's talk about the real challenge that stops many people from learning English every day. This challenge is not grammar. It's not pronunciation. It's not intelligence. The real challenge is emotional fatigue. Many learners start with hope. They feel motivated at the beginning. They imagine themselves speaking confidently. But after some time, they feel tired. They think, I'm not improving fast enough. I've been learning for so long. I should be better by now. These thoughts slowly take away motivation. And when motivation disappears, learning stops. If you've ever felt this way, I want you to listen carefully. You are not weak. You are human. Learning a language is not a straight line. It goes up and down. Some days feel good. Some days feel slow. Some days feel empty. And this is where many learners make a mistake. They wait to feel motivated again. But waiting does not work. Motivation does not come back on its own. It comes back when you change how learning feels. Instead of asking, how fast am I improving? We need to ask, how can I make English easier to return to? This is where daily listening becomes powerful. Listening does not ask too much from you. You don't need energy. You don't need confidence. You don't need courage. You can listen when you are tired. You can listen when you are busy. You can listen when you feel low. And when English stays in your life, even quietly. Your motivation does not disappear completely. It stays small, but alive. Let me give you an example. Imagine two learners. The first learner studies English only when they feel motivated. Some weeks they study a lot. Some weeks they stop completely. The second learner listens to English for 5 minutes every day. Even when they don't feel excited. Even when they don't feel progress. After some time, the second learner feels calmer. English feels familiar. And motivation returns naturally. Why? Because consistency creates trust. Your brain starts to trust the process. It stops feeling pressure. It stops fighting. And when pressure leaves, motivation slowly comes back. Here is an important idea I want you to hear. You don't need strong motivation to continue. You need low resistance. Low resistance means learning feels easy to start. Not heavy. Not demanding. Listening is low resistance. You press play. You listen. That's it. Let me give you a sentence to repeat, because this idea matters. Listen first. I don't need motivation to begin. Now, repeat slowly with me. I don't need motivation to begin. Good. Let's say it one more time. I don't need motivation to begin. This sentence can change your relationship with English. When you stop waiting for motivation, you start building momentum. And momentum feels better than motivation. Momentum is quiet. It says, I did this yesterday. I can do it again today. This is why daily listening is so important. It keeps English close. It keeps the door open. Even on days when you don't feel confident. Even on days when you feel disappointed. And if this episode is helping you feel calmer or less alone, you can gently support this space by liking the episode and staying with me until the end. That small action helps Daily English Whisper reach more learners who feel exactly like you. Now, let's move to the next part, where I'll share the first simple way to stay motivated and connected to English every day. Now, let's move into the first simple way to stay motivated with English every day. This way is gentle, and it works even when you feel tired. The first way is this: connect English to a fixed daily moment. Many learners try to decide when to study every day. They think, I'll practice later. But later becomes never. Motivation gets tired when it has to make decisions. So instead of deciding every day, we attach English to something that already exists. A moment you already do, every day. For example, when you wake up. Or when you make coffee. Or when you walk to work. Or when you wash dishes at night. English doesn't need a new space in your life. It can enter an existing one. Imagine this. Every morning, you make coffee or tea. While the water is heating, you press play on a short English audio. You listen for 1 minute. That's it. No planning. No pressure. This fixed moment becomes a signal for your brain. It says, this is my English moment. And when English has a place, motivation doesn't have to fight. Let's do a short listening and repetition together, like you might do in that moment. Listen first. I listen to English in small daily moments. Now, repeat slowly with me. I listen to English in small daily moments. Good. Say it one more time, calmly. I listen to English in small daily moments. Very nice. This way works because it removes decision making. You don't ask, should I study today? You simply follow your routine. And something important happens. English stops feeling like extra work. It becomes part of your day. Even if your day is busy. Even if your energy is low. Some days, you may listen longer. Other days, just one sentence. Both are fine. Consistency is more important than duration. Let me say that again, because it matters. Consistency is more important than duration. When English shows up in the same moment every day, your brain starts to expect it. And what the brain expects, it accepts. This is how motivation stays alive. Not through excitement, but through familiarity. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to arrive at the moment. And when you arrive, English is there. That small connection, repeated daily, creates stability. And stability creates confidence. You are not forcing yourself. You are simply continuing. Now that you understand this first way, let's move to the next way, where motivation grows through noticing progress, even when it feels invisible. Now, let's move to the second simple way to stay motivated while learning English. This way helps you continue even when progress feels slow. The second way is this: notice small wins, not big results. Many learners lose motivation because they are looking for big changes. They want to speak fluently. They want to sound confident. They want fast results. But big results take time. If you only look for big changes, you will feel disappointed. Motivation grows when you learn how to see small progress. Small wins are quiet. They don't shout. They whisper. For example, one day you understand a sentence without translating. Another day you recognize a word you heard yesterday. Another day you repeat a sentence with less effort. These moments are easy to miss. But they matter. Let me give you a simple example. Yesterday, a sentence felt difficult. Today, it feels familiar. That is progress. You didn't suddenly become fluent. But your brain changed. This is how learning really works. Let's practice noticing a small win right now. Listen to this sentence. I understand more English than before. Now, repeat slowly with me. I understand more English than before. Good. Say it again, calmly. I understand more English than before. This sentence is not about perfection. It's about awareness. When you notice small wins, motivation stays alive. Because your brain feels rewarded. You can help yourself notice these wins. At the end of the day, you can ask yourself one gentle question. What felt a little easier today? Not what did I master? Not how fluent am I? Just what felt a little easier? Maybe listening felt less stressful. Maybe repeating felt more natural. Maybe you stayed longer than yesterday. All of these are wins. And here is something important. You don't need to write these wins down. You don't need a journal. Just noticing is enough. Motivation does not grow from pressure. It grows from kindness. When you are kind to your progress, your brain feels safe to continue. And when your brain feels safe, learning becomes steady. You are not late. You are not behind. You're exactly where you need to be today. Now, let's move to the next way. Where motivation grows by changing how you speak to yourself. About English and about learning. Now, let's move to the third simple way to stay motivated while learning English. This way is very powerful, because it changes what happens inside your mind. The third way is this: change the way you talk to yourself about English. Many learners don't notice this, but the voice inside your head matters a lot. That voice might say, I'm not good at languages. I always forget. I should be better by now. I sound silly. When you hear these thoughts again and again, motivation slowly disappears. Not because you can't learn English, but because learning starts to feel painful. Motivation does not survive criticism. It survives encouragement. You don't need to lie to yourself. You don't need fake positivity. You only need neutral, kind language. Instead of saying, I'm bad at English, you can say, I'm still learning. Instead of saying, I'll never be fluent. You can say, I'm improving little by little. These sentences may sound simple, but they change how your brain feels. Let's practice this together. Listen first. I am learning, and that is enough for today. Now, repeat slowly with me. I am learning, and that is enough for today. Good. Say it one more time, gently. I am learning, and that is enough for today. Very nice. When you speak to yourself like this, you remove pressure. And when pressure leaves, motivation has space to stay. This doesn't mean learning is always easy. It means learning feels possible. Think about how you would speak to a friend who is learning something new. You wouldn't say, "You're slow. You should already know this." You would say, "You're trying. You're doing your best." You deserve the same kindness. Every time you listen to English, even for 1 minute, that is an action. Actions matter more than feelings. Motivation grows when your brain sees proof that you are continuing. And here is something important. You don't need to feel confident to speak kindly to yourself. You speak kindly first, and confidence slowly follows. Let me give you another sentence to repeat. Listen carefully. I don't need to be perfect to make progress. Now, repeat with me. I don't need to be perfect to make progress. Good. This sentence can change how you show up tomorrow. If this way feels helpful to you, I'd love to hear from you. You can leave a simple comment and share. Which idea has helped you the most so far? And stay with me until the end, because the final way is very important and brings everything together. You are not failing. You are practicing. And practice, done kindly, keeps motivation alive. Now, let's move to the next way, where motivation grows by turning English into something personal and meaningful for you. This way helps English feel personal, not distant. The next way is this: connect English to your own life and feelings. Many learners lose motivation because English feels abstract. It feels like a school subject. It feels separate from who they are. But motivation grows when English feels useful for your real thoughts. You don't need to talk about big topics. You don't need advanced words. You only need English that talks about you, your day, your feelings, your plans, your small moments. When English starts to describe your life, your brain pays more attention. Let me explain what this looks like in a gentle way. During the day, you feel many things. You feel tired. You feel busy. You feel calm. You feel hopeful. Instead of feeling these things only in your native language, you invite English Indiana. For example, you might hear a sentence like this: I feel a little tired today. Listen first. I feel a little tired today. Now, repeat slowly with me. I feel a little tired today. Good. This sentence is simple, but it is real. And when a sentence is real, motivation stays. You can do this with many small moments. When you finish something, you can say, "I'm glad that's done." When you plan something, you can say, "I want to do this tomorrow." When you rest, you can say, "I need a short break." Let's practice one more. Listen first. I need a short break. Now, repeat with me. I need a short break. Very good. These sentences are not about being impressive. They are about being honest. And honesty creates connection. When English connects to your emotions, it stops feeling like work. It starts feeling like expression. This is very important for motivation. Motivation does not come from forcing yourself to study. It comes from feeling that English belongs in your life. You don't need to speak for long. Even one sentence is enough. You can say it quietly. You can say it in your head. You can say it out loud. What matters is that English touches something real. Some days, that might be a happy feeling. Other days, it might be a tired or heavy feeling. Both are okay. English does not need to be positive all the time. It just needs to be true. When you allow English to describe your real experience, your brain remembers it better. And motivation feels natural. You are no longer learning English for a future goal only. You are using English now. And that changes everything. Now, I want you to hear something important. You don't need to wait until you feel confident to use English personally. Using English personally is what creates confidence. Little by little, you start to think, English can say what I feel. English can follow my life. And when English follows your life, you stop asking yourself if you should practice. Practice becomes automatic. In the next part, we'll gently expand this idea into very small daily habits that fit even on your busiest days and keep motivation alive without effort. Now, let's gently expand this last way and turn it into very small daily habits. These habits are not heavy. They don't need energy. They don't need planning. They are tiny actions that quietly keep English in your life. One small habit is one sentence in the morning. When you wake up, before checking your phone, you say one simple English sentence about how you feel. For example, today feels a little busy. Or, I feel calm this morning. You don't need to choose the perfect sentence. Any honest sentence is enough. Another small habit is one sentence at night. Before you sleep, you say one sentence about your day. For example, today was long, but I did my best. Or, I'm ready to rest now. These sentences help English feel close and personal. Another gentle habit is talking to yourself while you move. When you walk, clean, or cook, you describe what you are doing in simple English. I'm making dinner. I'm walking home. I'm cleaning the kitchen. You don't stop your activity. You just add English quietly. Another small habit is listening to calm English voices. Not fast videos. Not difficult content. Just slow, clear English you can listen to without effort. Even when you don't understand everything, This keeps English present, without stress. Another simple habit is repeating one sentence you like. When you hear a sentence that feels good or helpful, you repeat it once or twice. For example, I'm learning at my own pace. Let's practice that one together. Listen first. I'm learning at my own pace. Now, repeat slowly with me. I'm learning at my own pace. Very good. These micro-habits do not take time away from your life. They live inside your life. You don't need to do all of them. One or two is enough. What matters is not how much you do. What matters is that English stays close to you. And when English stays close, motivation does not disappear. It stays small, steady, and quiet. Now, let's move to the final part and bring everything together. With calm clarity and encouragement. Today, we talked about motivation to learn English every day. Not motivation that comes from pressure. Not motivation that comes from fear. But motivation that grows quietly through daily listening and kind practice. You learned that you don't need to feel inspired to continue. You learned that English can fit into moments you already have. You learned that small wins matter more than big results. And you learned that speaking kindly to yourself keeps the door open. All of this leads to one simple idea. Here is today's secret sentence. I continue, even when motivation feels small. Let's say it together, slowly. I continue, even when motivation feels small. Very good. You don't need perfect days. You don't need strong energy. You don't need confidence all the time. You only need to return. You can listen to English while you rest. You can repeat one sentence while you walk. You can describe your feelings in simple words. When you do this, English stops being a task. It becomes a quiet part of who you are. You are not behind. You are not late. You are learning in a human way. And I want you to remember this. Motivation is not something you wait for. It is something you build, gently, by showing up. I am proud of you for listening today. I am proud of you for continuing, even when it feels slow. And I am proud of you for choosing a softer path. If this calm, supportive style helps you, you can subscribe and keep learning with Daily English Whisper. We will keep practicing together. Slowly. Kindly. Every day. Thank you for spending this time with me. This is Alex, wishing you patience, confidence, and steady growth. I'll see you in the next episode.